How's it going, guys? It's T-Guy Ty here. Today I want to make a video on what I think is, it's not, it's not a, it's not an opinion. This is the strongest Warframe in the game. Who do I think it is? It's this one right here. It's Hildryn. Why do I think she's the strongest Warframe in the game? Well, let's just play a clip real quick. This is nuts. Alright, did we get that out of the way? You saw big boy AoEs, full red crits, nuking maps just by looking around in Steel Path. Well, actually, I don't think that clip was in Steel Path, but it can be done in Steel Path very easily. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk over how this works. Surprisingly, the build doesn't have much to do with it. It is a glitch. It will get fixed. I'm making a video on it now because not a lot of people know about it, and you know, it's like a double-edged sword thing. I want more people to know about it, and by getting more people to know about it, it will get fixed sooner. Because I mean, obviously, doing stuff like that just isn't fair. So enjoy it while it's out, and it will eventually get fixed, hopefully soon. But it's obviously the strongest thing in the game right now. It's nuts. So let's go ahead and talk about that. How do we do it? This is very complex. But it doesn't need a lot of things in order to actually activate it. So we'll go ahead and look at that. First thing you need, Hildryn Prime. That is not very surprising. You need the Warframe because, I mean, we're using the 4th ability Augment, Aegis Gale. This is fairly new. This is what's causing the glitch to happen, as well as secondary Enervate. So, if you make a build with... looking at the wrong thing. If you make a build with secondary Enervate, literally anything on this build, it does not matter at all. Build it however you want, and then you just have to make sure that you equip your Warframe with Aegis Gale. I went with a lot of range. Now, you may be wondering, how did you get 360% range? That's freaking nuts. Super simple. I just got lucky this week in the invigoration system. Boop. I have 2 days, 18 hours left. I have been playing this for a minute, and it has been really fun. But yeah, it's... having extra range is pretty cool. But, I mean, an extra 100% isn't crazy, because what I've been doing for the most part is just going into fissures, and I've been using like the double affinity range and double affinity, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said affinity range. Double range, double strength. So it's hard to really show it off without hopping into some gameplay to show you exactly how it happens. A quick disclaimer, this is not something you can do in solo, because it doesn't work if you're host. You have to be a client, which means you have to load into a public mission and not be host. So, let's hop into... let's look in Steel Path real quick, see if there's anything cool going on. Not really. Actually, Void Cascade? But no, I'll do that later. But, this mission's pretty dope. So we'll hop into this. And we have to load into somebody else's squad. Which we did. As you can see, there was like 2 seconds left. Somebody else is already in here. I am not host. I am a client. That's how we do this. We're gonna go ahead and go over here. I hope I get the good tile set. But if I don't get the good tile set, that's fine. We got the really good tile set. Awesome. So, how's this work? Super simple. If you have the Aegis Gale Augment on, if you activate your 4th ability, it automatically activates you first. So, boom. We hit a few enemies. As you can see up at the top right, my secondary Enervate is going up. Once it gets up pretty high, I'm going to deactivate the ability. And it's going to save that crit chance onto my Balefire. So I'm going to deactivate it again, reactivate it, hit people a few more times, try to get a decent percentage. We're going to deactivate it, reactivate it again, And as you can see, that's just what we do to start, like, it like snapshots the crit chance, and then whenever it does a reset, it doesn't reset it, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it like saves my crit chance. It doesn't like go away, and it just keeps stacking up higher and higher. As you can see, I'm already in red crit territory. I can deactivate, activate again. Now I'm starting to get exclamation points, and it just keeps stacking up and up and up. So I usually stop once I hit like triple exclamation points, maybe a little bit afterwards. It doesn't show anything more than 3 exclamation points. But as you can see, this is like super easy to do. And once you do it for a little bit, as you can see, that was like double exclamation point. But once you do it for a little bit, you start getting like insane damage. And what did I get for the buff? It wasn't range and strength, right? This is how you check. No, that's melee damage. But once I get plus range and plus strength, it is just nuts. Okay, so spoiler alert, that mission didn't go the way as planned. The host migrated, and then I became host. And since I was host, I could not do the glitch anymore. So, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about it in a simulacrum. You can't show it off in the simulacrum because I'm solo here and I'm the host. It doesn't work. But I can at least explain a few more things and show you like exactly what I was doing. So, first thing, I love the shield ospreys. It's really good for this build because, I mean, once you get the ability range and ability strength buff, you want to keep your 4th ability active for the rest of the mission. You've already built up the damage of your Balefire significantly, and now the ability strength doesn't matter too much. It's more or less the ability range, because that affects the range of the AoE of your ability. That's why I built my ability range up so much. Right now it's at 365%. If we multiply that by 2 because of the fissure buff, I mean, that's like, what, 730% range? That's insane. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the range of this build. So the explosion radius is almost 11 meters. So doubling that is 22 meters. That is big AoEs, all doing millions of damage each, and you just spin in a circle. There's not a lot of Warframes that can spin in a circle as like them dealing damage. Mesa's a big one, but Hildryn is the new Warframe that can do the sit and spin method. And you don't even need the glitch in order to pull that off. As you can see, since I'm like close to the Spectre, it charges my shields back. So I just wander off, and then eventually I come back and I get my shields. So like I don't have to leave my 4th ability ever, and I don't even have to think about like casting my 2nd ability for shields. I kind of got off track there. What was I talking about? Okay, well anyways, yeah, you know, this is really strong. It does not go through walls. It's like once it hits a surface, it explodes. But the explosion itself does go through walls. And they did I don't know if they just recently nerfed it, but when they reworked all of the what is it called? Well, the Warframe special weapons, the exalted weapons, that's what they're called. When they did the exalted weapon rework and the pseudo-exalteds, turning them into exalteds, basically, they did just nerf Avara because it had a huge range and it went through walls. And they nerfed the ability for it to go through walls, the explosion of the concentrated arrow augment, by like now it's only like a 5-meter radius after it goes through a wall. So like once it hits this, I mean it's not even gonna hit somebody on the other side of this. But Hildryn is not affected by that. If it hits this, I can hit an enemy from like over here. I mean that's nuts. So you know, you just basically sit and spin. and it's really good for cracking relics, pretty much any mission with a fissure. But even without the extra range, this it's still super strong. Just having like a really high damage ability. Once again, even without the glitch, it's nuts. I'll go ahead and show it off real quick. I've done a video about this in the past, but even then, I'll just go ahead and show off how strong this ability is, even without the glitch. We're dealing damage. Everybody's dead. I mean, that's without the glitch. I'm insta-killing with the glitch. I took this into a Void Cascade the other day. Uh, Insta-killing level 9,999s. That was with the glitch. You won't be able to insta-kill them without the glitch. But, I mean, realistically, once this gets patched, Hildryn is not going to be a dead frame. They're still going to be really strong. The extreme crit glitch is just to help speed up the process a bit. And, yeah, I just wanted to make a video about it just to kind of show off a few things. Like this is really helpful for Hildryn. I love these. They're super cheap. You can craft them very easily in the foundry, and they don't take very long either. I think they only take like a minute. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to talk about was just how that glitch works, how strong it is. Everybody needs to know about it. And yeah, one more thing I do want to talk about while I'm here is the last time I made a Hildryn build, it really popped off, and I really want to thank everybody that contributed to that. You're awesome. You put a smile on my face, and I'm really thankful for the support. Um, I won't yap too long, but yeah, you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. And that's all I really want to say. So I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.